Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me today for this very brief introduction to an online meditation program that I will be offering. This program is entitled The Healing Power of Kindness. And the title comes from a quote that I heard from the wonderful Dr. Peter Levine. Some of you may be familiar with Peter's work. And he says, the only quality that's been empirically proven to reverse the effects of adverse childhood experiences is the quality of kindness. And then I recently, this morning, actually read a quote from Dr. Gabor Mate, and he says, authenticity is a healing power that can heal trauma. So authenticity and kindness, and these two serve each other. And so throughout the 12-week course that I'm about to introduce, we will be exploring authenticity and kindness as a healing modality. So let me go ahead and bring the slides up here. Maybe before I do that, I'll just introduce myself. No, I have a slide for that. Let me go ahead and bring the slides up. Okay. So the Healing Power of Kindness is a 12-week course. And we run from January 11th to March 29th, 2026. By the way, all of the times and dates that I'm referring to here are East Coast time, East Coast Standard Time. So please adjust accordingly. And so some of the benefits we will be exploring and gleaning from this 12-week course is we'll be practicing widening our circle of care so that we can hold with kindness and compassion not only ourself and our family and our pets, but also our neighbors, strangers, people we don't know, people we don't like, and eventually the entire world. That's the idea. All of the practices, everything that I offer is offered with evidence, right? I tend to not offer things that are, where there's only, word of mouth sort of evidence, but really using science-backed practices in this course. I also go through great lengths to help cultivate a healthy and supportive community throughout the 12 weeks together. And I do that, yeah, by, offering breakout room spaces, also community agreements where we, agree not to, well, to always talk respectfully and kindly and things like that. So there's a lot of Q&A, a lot of discussion opportunities throughout the 12-week course. And a lot of the feedback that I tend to get from earlier participants is that they felt very supported by the community. So a little bit about me. This is a slide that I had forgotten I added, and then I remembered. So I have been practicing various forms of meditation and mindfulness since the 80s, so about 40 years now. I've been teaching since 2009, and I'm deeply trained in the Buddhist traditions, Tibetan. My primary teacher was a Tibetan Lama. Zen, Theravada, and Mahayana tradition. Oh, interesting, Mahayana is not written on there, but Tibetan Buddhism and Zen, they're both Mahayana traditions. Theravada, Buddhist tradition, which is the earlier schools of Buddhism that comes from India and Thailand and Burma. Also trained a bit in Vedanta Hinduism as well. I have a little bit of a background there. I'm also a certified clinical trauma professional, and I draw from that tradition, from that school. I draw primarily on somatic psychotherapy. Also, I do some EMDR type things and such like that. So I am a clinical trauma professional. That does reflect in these online courses that I offer, in that I go through lengths, great lengths, to develop a trauma-informed community setting. All of that being said, yeah, I'm studied very deeply in the Western medical models of mindfulness as well. That was a part of my clinical trauma training, but also I've taken several courses in mindfulness-based stress reduction, mindfulness-based relapse prevention, and a lot of the other mindfulness-based programs. So I'm deeply trained in the Western and also the tradition where mindfulness comes from. Everything that I offer is done so within a secular, non-religious framework. Although you see an image of me sitting cross-legged in front of a Buddha here on the slide, I do go through, again, using that same phrase, I don't know why that's repeating today, go through great lengths to make sure that even when I tell stories from the Buddhist tradition or stories about monks and so forth, I try to do so forefronting the teaching that's there. And I try to, you know, just kind of separate out the myth and really lean into the teaching. So the healing power of kindness, and I should, oh yeah, I updated this already. So originally I had thought this would be a 10-week program, but it's a 12-week program. Yay, more for our money. So we'll spend 2 weeks meditating and practicing and exploring in various ways, offering kindness to light aspects of ourself, to aspects of ourself that we already like, that we find agreeable. Right? That's kind of a nice way in. Then we spend 2 weeks offering kindness to neutral aspects of ourselves that we tend to ignore or overlook. The following 2 weeks we'll spend offering kindness to challenging aspects of ourselves. You know, the aspects of ourselves that we feel could use a little bit of support or improvement. After that, we spend 2 weeks offering compassion to ourselves, right? And that's done so, it's mapped out intentionally, right? After working with challenging aspects of ourselves, often self-compassion can be just what's needed right there after doing some of that deep work. Then we'll spend 3 weeks exploring offering kindness to others. And we'll do so in just the way I explained a few moments ago, where we are offering kindness to people we like, people we're neutral towards, people we don't like, and then to the entire world. So there's a correlation there you might have noticed, right? Offering kindness to people we like, offering kindness to liked aspect of ourselves. Those are very related. And we'll get into why that is in the course, right? Offering, kindness to neutral aspects of ourselves, kindness to neutral people we don't know, strangers. These are very related. Also, challenging aspects of ourselves, challenging people. We'll be offering kindness to both of those in the course. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. As I'm describing it, I'm actually getting quite excited and happy about it myself. So, yeah, it's going to be a good one. So some of you may be familiar with the Brahma Viharas. Brahma Vihara is a Sanskrit term that simply means the dwelling of the gods or the home of the gods. And those are, I don't have them here in list formation, but those are kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity. And in the process that I've described in the earlier slide, those other Brahma Viharas come forth. When we offer kindness to liked aspects of ourselves, that feels kind, it feels warm, it's nice, it's loving, it's joyful, right? So we have metta and joy sort of woven in there. Right. And then when we offer kindness to neutral aspects of ourselves, that brings up equanimity, non-judgment, right? Or kindness to neutral people, right? That can bring up a type of equanimity. Kindness towards challenging aspects of ourself brings up compassion. Challenging towards kindness towards challenging people also compassion, right? So these are very related. And so we start to feel into the other Brahma Viharas while we're going through the course on kindness. So just a bit of a recap here. Again, the title of the course, The Healing Power of Kindness. It runs from January 11th to March 29th, 2026. Can't believe it's already 2026, but there you go. It's November, right? Wow. I'm offering this course in two sections. That's to cater to different time zones. Section A will run on Sunday evenings from 8 to 10 p.m. 8 to 10 p.m. And that's really, done to cater to people in Asia, also people in America. Asia, that would be 8 to 10 in the morning or 9 to 11 in the morning or 7 to 9, depends on where you are in Asia, right? Then section B runs on Monday evenings, and that would be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thai time. That's 2 p.m. in Central Europe and France. Now, people in America can sign up for Section B. That's fine. That would be 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. East Coast time. So if you're a morning person, if you like the mornings, there you go. That's good for you. So that would be on Monday mornings. But if you go to Google and just type in the time and type in your time zone, you'll get an answer if you need to translate these times into your time zone. Everything that I offer at this course, all of the courses are done through Zoom. And so they're recorded. And so, the ideal is for people to come to the live sessions. That helps for that community feel. But I realize that not everyone can make all of the live sessions. So the recordings are made available only to the participants of the retreat. They're not made available widely. And so that way, if you can make all of the live sessions, that's wonderful. If you have to miss one, two, three, four, that's also fine. That's wonderful too. If you want to do the whole program at your own pace, you're also welcome to do that. So I leave that up to you. Included in the package are one-to-one sessions with myself. Those are offered to support your journey through the 12-week program. So the stipulation there is you would come to the one-to-one session with something prepared to talk about from the course. I used to offer one-to-one sessions just freely throughout the course, and then I'd have lots of people signing up for those who want to talk about other stuff. And I get that. That's cool. But for this course and the reason why I'm doing the one-on-ones is really to help support people through the program. There will be a plethora of guided meditations throughout the course. I did also mention the community support. That's another benefit. Plenty of opportunities to ask questions, Q&A discussion times. There's generally a window of opportunity for that in every session. I briefly touched on this earlier, but I wanted to highlight it. Everything that I offer is offered within a trauma-sensitive framework. So if you feel like you have a bit of trauma or more than a bit of trauma in your nervous system, please feel free to join and know that I'm holding space for that. Also, everything that I offer is done so within a secular framework. The majority, maybe 80% of my training is in the Buddhist traditions, and I will draw from that during the course. But I'm not here proselytizing or preaching any particular religion. I'm certainly not interested in converting anyone to Buddhism. So feel comfortable. All religions are welcome, any faith, any belief system, no faith, no belief system, also very welcome. If this all sounds good and you're ready to register, go ahead and send me an email. You can do that through my website, suchsweetthunder.org, or my email there, chrisluard@yahoo.com. If you have other questions too, you can also message me through those modes as well. And I hope to see you there on the retreat. So I'll go ahead and ring the bell to close us out here. So thanks again.